Okay, all 27 have got themselves a place on the starting grid. 8 laps of the circuit, 4.3 kilometre circuit. The red flag is just waiting for everybody to be settled in place. Now the green flags are going, now they're under orders. Top right, red lights go out, and Herjan Adner is off to a decent start, as is Aldi Satya. Aldi Satya Mahendra is alongside Herjan Adner. It's a long pull to the first corner, and Aldi Satya Mahendra, as yesterday, has got off to a very good start, and he will ease into that right-hander in P1. The Kawasaki, though, of Aiki Aoshi has gone backwards. He's in P5.
Yeah, started from the middle row of the grid. Mukladar has got herself into P3 as they went into the first turn. Aiki Aoshi just making up one of those places, almost. Slipped back to P5 once again.
Reza Danica, how did he fare? I was looking for him. I don't think he's made any places, and I think he's still down in P7. As Cal Vietnam pushes through, he holds his place, but it's Herjan who leads the way. Mclarda has pushed her way to the front. Yeah, she's making up for lost time.
Well, she's had 2 DNFs this season and a 0 score yesterday, so she really has got something to prove. But it's Kiandra Ramadipa who's taken the lead now, the 14-year-old stand-in for Vida Egger.
Well, everybody trying to make some kind of a statement. Kiandra, one of them. Mclarda just behind, and Herjan Adner just happily slotting in. It's an 8-lap race, so there's no real room for error behind them. Wai Nugroho, who looked determined. Oh, a little bit of contact between Nugroho and Aoshi there.
While that was going on, they swooped around the outside. Was
somebody's
scored, and
is that Cal Vietnam? Cal Vietnam is out. Cal Vietnam might have just taken a little bit of a knock as he banked over to the right. I'm not sure it was the oil, but it was on the oil line that's just been cleared up. Let's hope wasn't an oil issue.
And that will be his first DNF of the season. Disappointing for the Vietnamese rider. But we've got Yamahas moving towards the front now.
Wai Nugroho and Aldi Satya sandwiching Kiandra Ramadipa. Kiandra, though, retakes the lead. Behind them, Mclarda, bike number 44, hunkers down, green helmet, yellow numbering. Behind them, I'm still waiting for Reza Danica to make his move.
Yeah, mature rider that he is. Reza knows he's got time, he won't rush.
Not as much time, 10 laps.
Yeah, some interesting lines being taken by Aldi Satya. That's not the first time we've seen him swoop wide and then swoop back in again. Seems to be making it work. Mukladar pushes herself in front of Wayu.
Coming through there is Aldi Satya, 57 as well. All right, this is a very tight race. Nobody's pulling away. Even Aoshi on the Kawasaki is after that little bit of contact is able to stay close, but it is still Kiandra leading the way. Procession of 6. Now that front 6 are just edging away, half a second clear of the group led by Reza Danica. Aldi goes past Kiandra. Somebody goes very wide. Aldi Satya goes very wide and cuts off.
And over he
Aldi
goes.
Satya is out. Aldi Satya Mahendra got that one so wrong. He went so wide.
He did it on the previous lap as well. I think he was trying to get clear of the oil and swoop back in for, his bike's still on the track. He's limping away. That might mean a red flag comes out, unless the marshals can get that out in time. That was a heavy thump.
Aldi Satya Mahendra, after a really good performance yesterday, that is a self-induced error. No flag called at the moment, but unless they can get that bike off, there could well be an issue, because it's in a very difficult position on turn 16. It means the new leader is Mclarda Sarawak for Honda Racing Thailand. And Wai Nugroho right behind her. And the 2 Kawasaki's are now in there. Aoshi has been joined by Irfan Ardiantia.
Yeah, what an interesting group this is. It seems to be getting bigger as well. We haven't said much about Hergen because he's a little way back at the moment.
Reza Danica has made his way nicely into P3. That's quietly done. As we said in the pre-race interview, he was very non-committal, but there is Reza Danica, the overall championship leader. Hergen Atner, in the meantime, is down in P9. Hergen isn't as dominant as he was yesterday by any stretch of the imagination. Ayoshi in P4, McLaren under pressure.
This is much better from Aiki Ayoshi too. Reza Danica goes wide there.
I tell you what, they're a little bit nervous about that oil line.
Would be, because there's a lot of dust coming off that.
Nugroho is just eased out by McLaren. As they come through the start-finish line, McLaren will lead, 7 laps to go. Nugroho in P2. Ayoshi has moved himself up into P3 ahead of Reza Danica. Ooh, this is a good AP250. I like this one.
Isn't it? As Aiki Ayoshi takes the front going into turn 1.
I've been wondering when the Kawasaki's were going to come good, and Ayoshi is the man who's there. We're on board with Hergen Atner, yesterday's winner. And the man chasing 3 wins in a row. Just avoids the back edge as they're going out towards the seaside, towards the beach area. Ayoshi leads the way from McLaren Sarapwek. And Reza Danica Arons in that group as well. Hergen Atner helps his way into P5. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. Ray Ratakore is not too far behind there, but definitely 8 genuine contenders for this race.
Yeah. Nice move by Mukladad there through turn 9 to take the lead as they went into turn 10.
Nugroho for Yamaha Racing Indonesia, tracking every move of McLaren. Ayoshi, who led at the start of this lap, is now in P3. And Hergen Atner's eased himself up to P4, which means Reza Danica has dropped down a little.
He's dropped to the back of that group, 8. Or is it 9 riders in that group?
10, I'm counting. Idlan Hakim, he's just joined up on the very back as well.
Oh, well, that's good. And who's that just gone really wide there?
I think that was Hergen.
Yeah, it was Hergen. But look, he swooped back in. They're finding that...
Creative use of the circuit.
That was creative, but we saw it go wrong for Aldi Satcher a couple of laps ago.
On board with Hergen Atner, they go over the start-finish line. Joining in that group, that's Mohamed Fairozi, bike 36, so 5 abreast as they go across. We've got another injury. Luckily, walking away. Is that corner 16 once again?
Yeah.
And once again, it's bike 95, Nitian.
Nitian, yeah. Let's just see. That was on the dust, wasn't it?
And Dukjan did well to avoid the bike barreling through in front of him, but Nitian is out.
Yeah, that was a fast tumble for him, but he's all right.
Back up to the front. McLaren leads. No, McLaren not leads. Hergen Atner's the new leader.
Yeah, the 2 Kawasaki's are up there fighting.
Now Hergen has suddenly put on a real burst of speed and has been able to put in a very, very decent lap. Very quick through sector 3.
Yeah, that's what you call a trudge. As Nitian exits. I think he's winded.
Oh, that was Fairozi. That's Fairozi.
Oh.
Gosh, Fairozi, who was going really well, he's lost it on corner number 1.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many crashes at corner number 1.
Again, the variety of lines as they come into turn 16. It's mental as much as anything else, but look at this. Hergen Atner has put in a barnstorming lap.
Very different race from yesterday's, when Hergen led away from the front.
1:48 for Hergen, a lead of 0.6 of a second from McLaren. Irfan Ardianta is now the best of the Kawasaki's ahead of Ayoshi. Hergen is trying to pull away. We're at midpoint of this race, and that McLaren.
Yeah, that's McLaren down. Another nil point for the Thai Honda rider.
McLaren Sarapwek
She's taking herself out. She's walking along the edge of the track, but that's not going to earn her any points. She needs to get out of the way.
Wow, what a dramatic weekend. There is always action surrounding McLaren, but this one...
Just take a look. She did this. Oh, she touched the back, I think, of Irfan, yeah.
So McLaren front wheel touches the back of Irfan. Irfan goes away unscathed. And the Honda Racing team are not particularly enamoured by that one. But Astra Honda Racing and Herjan Atner are taking advantage.
Yeah, all good news for Herjan. Reza up into second. The two Kawasaki's having such a much better race today. Wayuna Groho, best of the Yamahas, currently in P5.
This could be a pivotal weekend in the overall championship. Reza Danica at one stage looked like he was going to be racing away with it, but the success penalties, as Irfan is just forced to stand up. Wayuna Groho, nice tight line round turn 16. But Herjan Atner is making a real bid towards getting closer to Reza Danica at the top of the championship standings. And Herjan leads, 4 laps to go. It's 1.1 second clear. Can he be caught? That's the question. He's been fast all weekend, Herjan. And Bike 46 leads 1:23. Astra Honda Racing 1 and 2, Yamaha 3, Kawasaki 4 and 5.
Fastest lap of the race was by Reza Danica last time around.
As we see, I think that was McLaren walking away.
Yeah, wretched weekend for her.
Incident involving bike number 44 under investigation. It did look like a simple racing incident, but we'll let race control get the details of that. In the meantime, Herjan continues to pull away. What was the lead? The lead was 1.1. To the naked eye, that looks like he's increased that lead. He was fast through sector 1, very fast through sector 1. His fastest time, and once he's got in the lead, Herjan, he's pulling away Barry Russell.
Yeah, he has, and these riders battling behind him might be doing him a little favour. Let's see. Reza will try to get away from Wayu and the Kawasaki's, but isn't this interesting? Honda, Yamaha, and 2 Kawasaki's at the front.
Irfan Ardianta, the front of those Kawasaki's ahead of Iyoshi. Iyoshi just comes a different line. He looks to go on the outside, and that's for P4 and 5. And into Nessim War within on the Ninjas. Again, they're very, very tentative, and Wayuna Groho takes the inside line and takes P2 from Reza Danica. Still nervous.
It does look really nervous on that absorbent material that's puffing up every time they go over it. The riders can feel it, you can see.
The lead 1.3 seconds, Herjan from Wayuna Groho. So he's increased his lead just a little bit, though. Nagroho's put in a fast lap there of 1:47.4.
So can he do something? We'll have a look at that again. But you just feel if you're going to be on the brakes on that long line of chalk, let's call it, it's going to make you nervous, isn't it?
And that's where Aldi Satya came to grief. His race was over. Herjan looking for 3 wins in a row. Reza Danica has got Wayuna Groho for genuine company, and the 2 Kawasaki's make it a real battle for P2, but it's 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, and behind that 4-way battle is a lonely Keandro Ramadipa, and a little way behind him, half a second or so, is Ray Ratakure.
Kevin Quintal, we had high hopes for Kevin Quintal. He's dropped down to P14 though on the Honda for Honda Racing India, and we can't take our eyes off this battle for P2. Reza Danica lost P2 on the last corner yesterday. To do it twice would be very, very careless.
Yeah, the 2 Kawasaki's need to work together and not get in each other's way.
Different line through turn 16 that time for Reza Danica, much tighter, and that means he's able to control the rest of the pack behind them. Or are they looking for a bit of slipstream? Wayuna Groho Yes, look at the different lines from Herjan Atner and Reza Danica. Is just able to stay ahead of Wayo Nugroho and the two Kawasaki's. Battle for P2 is absorbing.
Yeah, Reza Danica carrying a 500 RPM rev cut equalizer for which he picked up after Buriram when he got more than 25 points ahead of the rider 5th in the standings. So there's a slight power advantage for his teammate at the front. And he's got no speed advantage at all on the riders behind him.
Right.
As Irfan, I think that was, moved up into 3rd.
And Ayoshi's making a move as well. Nugroho it is who's the man under most pressure, as is Reza Danica. Danica goes from P2 to P5 in one corner and then takes a place back. But he's the meat in a Kawasaki sandwich.
Yeah, really important corner that, number 10. Seen a lot of position changes there.
Herjan Atner's lead was 1.3 seconds. To the naked eye, it is increasing. We'll wait for the next split time.
Reza Danica makes his way back through to the final podium position on track.
16 is Irfan Ardiansa. Ayoshi. Yeah, they're tentative again. They're seeing the white line and they're worried about what's underneath it.
Yeah, Aiki was braking right on that line, on that white line.
Last lap, 4.3 kilometers to go. That's a bit of a wiggle there for Reza Danica. Herjan Atner goes through, 1.9 seconds clear. Wayo Nugroho tries to accelerate away, and Irfan and Ayoshi trying to take advantage of that error from Reza Danica Arans. Reza Danica edged out into P5 and under pressure from Kiandra, who's closing in P6.
Irfan Ardiansa looking especially aggressive, currently in P4, but he was really angling to be further up as they got into sector 1. By the time they get up to turn 10, I think he'll be challenging again. Let's wait and see. Reza Danica at the back of that group.
Herjan Atner, meantime, is a long way clear as Nugroho loses out to the first of the Kawasaki's, Irfan. And it's Kawasaki 2-3 at the moment. They've timed this one nicely. Ayoshi leads.
Here he comes, Irfan.
Irfan has the advantage over Ayoshi.
Yeah, it is again into that turn 10. He did it. Now let's see if he can hold it.
Irfan with the pink helmet for identification purposes. Reza Danica tries the slingshot through, takes the tight line. Kiandra's part of this battle as well. We have got a 5-man battle for P2. Currently, Irfan Ardiansa holds on to it. Herjan Atner is going to take the win. Irfan, Reza Danica leans into Irfan Ardiansa. Okay, Irfan, different line. Can he close it? Wow, Reza Danica does brilliantly. And the win will go to Herjan Atner. Herjan Atner, 3 wins in a row, but P2 is the real battle, and P2 is held on by Reza Danica from Irfan. Wayo picks up P4, Kiandra 5 ahead of Ayoshi in 6.
So that attitude that we saw from Irfan at the end, that did pay off for him. It looked at one point on that final lap, Reza was down to 5th. He fought his way back up. We call him the silent boy, but very quietly, Kiandra Ramadipa came up and joined that group and got amongst it. He ended up 5th. Great racing from the AP250s. And along the way, we lost 2 great riders. We lost Aldi Sacher, we lost Muklada, and we saw a resurgence from the Kawasaki's. 2 bikes down there. One of them,
is that Ayoshi?
No, that must be Liu Chun Mei.
Yeah, Liu Chun Mei on the
33.
Kawasaki. They're down. But it is Kawasaki in P3, Irfan Ardiansa. He'll be relatively happy with that. It's his first podium of the season. So at least they're back in the game, the Kawasaki's. But Herjan Atner, that victory, his 3rd in a row, his 4th of the season, his 6th podium, and it will move him to within 6 points of the overall championship leader, Reza Danica Arons. And with 4 races to go, Astra Honda Racing are 1, 2 and still 3 in the championship standings, but Herjan makes a genuine bid for the title. Confirmation, the 10-lap race, Herjan Atne Verdhaus for Astra Honda Racing takes it 2.4 seconds clear of Reza Danica, who was 400ths clear of Irfan Ardiansa, who was 1/10 clear of Wayne Nugroho. Kiandra, as you say, came through in P5. He did that one silently. Ayoshi drops down to P6, having hoped to be on the podium one stage. Ray Ratakore 8 seconds down on the Yamaha in P7. Idlan Hakimi for Idemitsu Bunsu Honda 8.5 seconds down in P8. The wildcard Felix Butramulya on the Yamaha 12.5 seconds down, just ahead of Alif Adamcia for Gordon Racetech. Takisawa Irfan Heikel in P11 ahead of Warrit for East NJT Racing. That's good for Warrit and Watcherin, picking up points, and they'll be happy. Their race times there for the East team much better. Kevin Samar Kintal for Honda Racing India in the points in P14. Duk Tom, Honda Racing Vietnam in P15, 37 seconds down. Tanat Honda Racing Thailand beating Kyatisak. That's a good inter-team rivalry. Kao Vietnam, Honda Racing Vietnam, 47 seconds down. He came off but got back on to finish ahead of Mosim Parambam and Tse Leong Nang. Panchapon in P21 and Liu Chun Mei 1 lap down. We saw her Kawasaki come off on the last corner. And the non-finishers, well, we saw Aldi Satya crash out, we saw Fairuzi crash out, we saw McLaren spectacularly crash out, and Nitian. And Ishii finished on the Honda. She crashed out 1 lap down as well. But a great result for Herjan Atne Verdhaus, and we've got a genuine title race.
Yeah, we have, and we've got, it's really good to see Irfan on the podium. And the Yamaha rider of the weekend in this category is Wayne Nugroho, 3rd yesterday, 4th today. Good scoring from him. Aldi Satya was 2nd yesterday, but didn't make it today after that crash. And neither did Ferozi Torikatula, who we're used to seeing as the quickest Yamaha rider. So the Indonesian flag being carefully tied around the neck of the championship leader, Reza Danica.
It was determined from Reza to get himself up into P2. And I think we can go down to Daniel, who is at the Park Ferme and hopefully talking to the top 3.
We're down here at Park Ferme after a fabulous race on the AP250 class. Irfan Ardiansa, welcome back to the podium. That was a tough race, especially with the slippy part right at the last sector. Could you talk to us through that section?
Yes. About this race 2, I just try to push my 100% and to keep my rhythm with the front. And with the last lap, for sure it will be hard and like this race. So finish on the podium is a good result. Thank you.
You were pushed wide momentarily at the second last turn. Can you tell us what happened in your head during that time?
I just tried to brake really hard, and unfortunately I can't stop the bike, so I ran wide. So yeah, podium is a good result. Thank you.
Congratulations, Irfan. Thank you so much. And in second place, it was a great ride from none other than Reza Danica. Reza, welcome back. You're on second place. That was a tough race. The last section was, you nearly lost the front at one point. Talk us through it.
Yeah, very hard race today. I must be pushed until 100% until finish line. But finally I can back to podium, and maybe for the next race I will try again for better, for the winner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reza. Congratulations. Fabulous stuff. And our race winner, 3 in a row, twice here in Mandalika. It is none other than Herjan Atne Verdhaus. Herjan, you're becoming a very familiar sight here in P1. That was a tough race for you from the start, but then towards the middle, somehow you started pulling away. So can you talk us through that strategy?
In the start was not so good because hit some contact with another riders and make me lost the position. But
I believe in myself. I have a good pace here, and step by step, I fight to the first prize and then make a gap. Thank you.
Congratulations, Herjun. Congrats on 3 victories in a row.
AP250 race 2 from the Mandalika circuit, 10 laps of the circuit. Herjun Adner, bike number 46 on pole, as you just heard in his interview, getting off to a less than stellar start, and it was going to be Aldi Satya Mahendra, bike number 57, who would lead going into the first corner. And Herjun Adner's been very dominant all weekend. Barry Russell didn't look so hot in the first 2 or 3 laps here.
No, he was down in around 5th place for the opening laps, and at the front we saw Aldi Satya. We also saw Mukladar taking an early lead.
And we saw Vietnam going down that line. There was a delay to the start of this race because of some oil on the circuit, but the riders seemed very, very uncomfortable taking that line.
Yeah, that powdery, oil-absorbent material still can be a bit slippery if it's left on the surface. There is Kiandra taking the lead.
There again, this is Aldi Satya Mahendra, gets it all wrong, and that's self-induced, that's concern, that's he got up okay and got the bike, well, he didn't get back on the bike, but he got the bike out of the way. But Aldi Satya was looking very good and set for a good position, as was Mclada Sarapwek, as the riders continue to go out. That's Nitian.
Yeah, and that was, I think, Ferozi going down then.
And then you had Mclada Sarapwek, who was doing really well. She would go out. That's Ferozi going down. Litian going out as well. Ferozi was on the Yamaha. And then Mclada, she was in the lead. She was under pressure. She was competing for the lead. And then suddenly she catches the back end of Irfan Ardiansa. And Mclada's miserable weekend ends on the tarmac.
Yeah, that's under investigation by race control, but honestly I can't see why. But then we got to the final lap.
And Herjun Adner by this time is streets ahead. It looked like the Kawasaki's of Irfan Ardiansa and Ayoshi were going to be able to produce something. Herjun Adner makes it 3 wins in a row, but look at this, Reza Danica just edges out Irfan Ardiansa for P2. And coming in is the Yamaha in P4, but Reza's pretty happy, as are Astra Honda Racing. Astra Honda Racing, I can confirm by the way, are confirmed as champions of the team competition.
Wow.
We'll talk about that in just a moment, but let's enjoy the race. And Reza Danica, good interview he gave. He's pretty happy there. He's retained the overall championship lead, but Herjun Adner is more than on his tail.
Yeah, stiff rivalry in the Astra Honda garage between those two.
Indonesia 1, 2, 3. Indonesia Team Award and Indonesia National Anthem. Herjan Adner enjoying the award, and Astra Honda Racing confirmed as the AP250 team champions already with 4 rounds still to go. These awards, Mada Sudama Astika, the Vice President of Garuda Indonesia, Java, Kalimantan, Bali and Nusra region. Handing out the award to P3 to Irfan Ardiansa, as we say. First time on the podium this year. It's been too long for Irfan to be out. It's still strange to see him on a Kawasaki. He's used to being of the Astra Honda Racing team, but the Kawasaki is now proves the rider is good.
Yep, he's got used to the Kawasaki. He's a rider that's definitely used to the Honda. Reza Danica takes the trophy for P2.
Augustin Umadani, head of Mataram Customs Office, hands out the prize to P2 to Reza Danica Arans. And Mr. H. Lulu Patul Bari, district head of Central Lombok, Indonesia, hands out a really hard-earned second victory of the season, of the weekend for Herjan Adner. And Herjan Adner moves to within 6 points, I think we'll confirm in a moment, of the overall championship. Stefan Maki Karapie, FAM Asia President, hands out the team award to Astra Honda. And mathematically, they cannot be caught this early in the season. That's how dominant they've been in the early rounds of the season. So the team award is already won, but the individual awards have not been. And that, I suspect, will go right the way to the end of the season. The good news is that Kawasaki's and the Yamahas are competitive, but the Astra Honda Racing, again, take 1 and 2.
It's going to be a good fight through to the end of the season, I'm sure, in this AP250 class.
The overall standings will make a fascinating reading. As again, there's a little bit more work going on that part of the circuit. There's concern there because the riders are clearly concerned about that part of the circuit. There was an oil spillage earlier on. Here's the championship leader, 155 points for Reza Danica Arans after that P2 here. A P4 yesterday and a P2. It's not a bad weekend, but it's a 50-point weekend for Herjan Adner Firdauss, just 6 points down. Veda Ega Pratama retains third place despite being an absentee here. Ayuki Ayoshi missed the chance in both races, I feel, this weekend to improve his position. He's on 76. Irfan Ardiansa moves within 12 points of his teammate in P5 with his first podium. Jakripat, an absentee here in P6. Wayan Nugroho on 57 points for Yamaha Racing Indonesia, who are looking competitive. In Cal Vietnam, he crashed out early on here. Got up to pick up some points for Honda Racing Vietnam. They've been consistent all season. Good to see Cal Vietnam being competitive. And we look forward to our next race. Our focus turns to the Supersport 600cc, in which Carol Idampawi is the overall championship leader, but Helmi Asman won race 1 yesterday. Plenty to look forward to. It's another high caliber field. We are at the Asia Road Racing Championships. We're at the Mandalika International Circuit in Lombok in the south of Indonesia. We'll be back with the Supersport 600 in 2 minutes' time.